I've started a lot of different businesses in my life, but I was never all the way in, and I think that's mainly what held me back. I always had a 9 to 5. It was always kind of a side hustle, didn't have my full attention. And I also didn't stick with it long enough, I think, with my previous attempts. There's definitely a number of factors, and it's hard to say what, but the fact is most businesses fail anyways, and you're going to have to try a lot of different things before something finally sticks. I'm a firm believer in that, based on my own experience. I think for one thing, you have to be passionate enough to where you can stick with it long term, and I know that's easier said than done, because not everything is exciting as far as making money. You can't just force yourself to be passionate about selling, t-shirts to moms or something. Although maybe you are, maybe that's your calling and good for you. But for a lot of people, a lot of hustlers, I think you really need to fall in love with the hustle. That's kind of the point. You need to fall in love with the money that you're going to make and the hustle that's going to get you there, and kind of detach yourself from the actual function of it, the actual thing that's going to make that money. And it certainly helps if you are passionate about what you're making money with. I got very lucky because I am passionate about the videos that I make, and they make me money. And that is truly a blessing. But I've been trying to do this whole content thing for a long time now, you guys. I've tried many different kinds of channels, and I actually did have some mild success previous to what I do now. I was doing short form animal documentaries, and it was actually beginning to make me some money on Facebook, which was really cool. But then that just dried up out of nowhere inexplicably. The views just dropped, and it was not consistent. To this day, I still don't really know why it dried up, but while it was going, it was pretty good. It was by no means an exit to the 9 to 5, but it was a really decent little side hustle. I've tried other things, I did an alien channel, short form, 1 minute. Everything I've ever done is short form, social media, bite size. That's kind of what I prefer. I enjoy that format a lot. And the point is, you're going to have to try a lot of different things before something finally bubbles to the surface and shows you profitability. Maybe you'll get lucky. You'll be one of those few who actually strike gold early on, but I think that's far from the norm. I really do. I think it's a gauntlet of sorts where you have to go through the mud to get to the gold. I'm definitely making more than I ever have with content creation, and it has inspired me to keep going and keep taking it more seriously, branching out into new territories and different, streams of revenue, this and that. Once you get a taste for it, it really latches its hooks into you, and you just want more and more. It's pretty interesting. I just kind of want to give you guys something that you can walk away with that's actionable and useful as far as advice for starting your own online business. I think always the first thing I tell people is to be as passionate as you can be about it, but I know that's not always an option. I think what also helps is just being in a situation that is dire, unfortunately. In other words, you don't have a 9 to 5 to fall back on, and you kind of have no other choice. That was the situation that I was in about 1.5 years ago, when I really truly made the decision to go all in with this stuff. So sometimes nature forces your hand, Also, definitely don't be afraid to leverage AI in any way that you possibly can in this day and age. I think that's a huge point, and probably one I should have brought up sooner. But don't shy away from having conversations with ChatGPT or Claude or you name it, and really get serious about a game plan and a business strategy. And it will help you better than most people, I would argue, to come up with that. As long as you know what you have in mind and you have a goal in place, a basic structure to go off of. It's like an ongoing thing. I don't have one singular conversation with chat that led to my success online. It was an ongoing series of conversations for months and months and months of asking it questions back and forth. Am I doing this right now? What is the next step here? Would you do it the same way? Really very much treat it like an employee or a consultant. And especially now with its ability to search the web and do deep thinking and things of that nature, you're really well equipped, better than ever, to make it online, I think. You need a way to study trends effectively, whether it's you doing the research yourself or using an LLM. You need to be able to, especially with content creation, if you're trying to do what I do, which if you're watching this video, likely you have some interest, is you need to know the landscape. You need to know what's gone viral, what's currently going viral, the accounts that seem to go viral repeatedly, and then study the numbers on their page and compare the reels that have gone viral versus those that didn't. Try and back engineer why exactly that might be. ChatGPT, and don't be afraid to share that data with ChatGPT. Honestly, I know this sounds kind of like a cheat, but it's really not. It's kind of the way the world works right now. You have these amazing tools at your disposal. You have to use them, or else the competition will have the edge. Those who are using AI correctly will always outcompete those who are not, and will always outcompete those who aren't even using AI. You're setting yourself at a great disadvantage if you don't want to use AI for any of this. That's just my opinion. I think it'll bear itself out to be the truth. I like to think back on all the businesses I tried to start and they didn't really just go anywhere. I think they were all great learning experiences. And I have some degree of guilt that I didn't stick with them long enough. But I also have compassion for the person I was back then. Again, I was already pretty busy. I already had a 9-to-5. I was already pretty burned out from that position. And so I was in the unique position this time around to where I didn't have the 9-to-5 to worry about because the job market was terrible and I needed a solution. So I went all in with the entrepreneurship, as it were. Got very lucky, but I also worked really, really hard. I still work really, really hard. I work almost every waking hour that I possibly can. And that's no exaggeration. It's just, if I'm not working on something, I'm working on another aspect of the business. And that's something you're going to have to come to peace with if you really, really want to make it and you want to stand out among your competition as a leader. There's a lot of sacrifice to be made, unfortunately. And you can make it work to a degree. You know, I have a very good personal life, although it does get in the way of that sometimes. The thing about working for yourself is if you really start getting into it, you do become obsessed with it, and it's hard to pull yourself away from the work at times. Really is. I find it very difficult to stop doing what I'm doing to make room for other things in my life. And that's because I truly enjoy it. It's a video game to me. It's a hobby. And what a blessing that is to view your work as a hobby, because that's when you know that even during the slumps in business, when not as much money's coming in, you're still going to be doing it anyway because you view it as a hobby. And I think what a great position that is to be in. So to the degree that you can, if you can make your work a hobby or just interesting in any way, please lean into that. That's only going to benefit you so much. And, you know, I can't say for sure if all the advice I'm giving is transferable into other areas or business types. I can only speak for the field that I'm in, which is AI content creation, things like that. But something tells me that there's a lot of transferable information in this video. A lot of stuff you can apply in different areas. And I really hope I've been useful to you guys today. I hope this has served as useful. I plan to make many more. And I appreciate you being here with me today. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.